Hello, everyone, and welcome to Law Meets Law audio podcast. I'm your host, Linda. So, I just wanted to talk to you guys about trust and the power of forgiveness. These two topics have been on my mind for the past couple of days. I just wanted to share it with you about trust and the power of forgiveness. When we trust people, we usually give like our 100% into it. And that's one thing we have to be careful of. I'm not saying don't trust anyone, or don't give your heart to anyone. But trust is not just even with a boyfriend or girlfriend. It could be with your friend, even with your children. You teach them before you trust them. You teach them, okay, don't go by the fire because you're going to burn your hand. You're not just going to leave the fire open and then leave your kids to just wander around it because you don't trust them yet on that. So you let them earn that. So that's just what I want to talk about today, is having people earn your trust, because trust is something that people have to earn. And that's something that I need to learn, that people need to earn. The trust is not something you just give 100% from the beginning. It has to build to that. So the first thing is you have to be careful who you trust. What you're seeing the person presents to you, is it a package they present to you, or is it their real self? So is it packaged versus real? Or are they selling you, giving you a fake product, or are they presenting their real self to you? When you know someone's real self, then you would know if you can trust this person. Sometimes what you see is not what it really is. And sometimes what people tell you is not what it really is. Sometimes people make you see what they think you want to see, or what they think society wants to see. And people will say things to you because they think that's what you want to hear, or what society feels that they should be saying. But that person isn't truly presenting their real self to you. When you know someone's real self, that's when you can now trust them, or start building trust. Don't sell yourself short, like feeling that you're not worth it, or feeling below standard or anything, because trust is something for everyone. It's not meant for particular people. It's something freely giving. So don't feel like you're below something or have low self-esteem, so you just give yourself 100% to someone, a friend, a family member. You just pour out your whole heart, everything. You want to be careful with that, because you don't want to get your heart broken. And I'm not saying that, oh, you never get your heart broken, or, it happens. Even when you do find that real person and you give them your trust, that real person can also break your heart. So things happen. But to kind of help you with that, you don't just give your all to everyone. You have to let them earn it, because trust is something we need to learn that it is earned, okay? Or else you're just going to be getting your heart broken everywhere by everyone. So you really have to be very, very careful, because there's a lot of fake people out there. There's a lot of people that will lie, will steal and destroy and kill. There's just a lot of things out there that you just can't believe people would behave in such way. Just be careful who you trust and who you give yourself to, and let them earn it. Let them earn that trust from you. Then also, you have to ask yourself, are you a trustworthy person? Can somebody trust me? Before you start thinking, oh, can I trust them? You have to work on yourself too. And I'm learning, and that's why I said I just want to take you guys on this journey with me, because I am also learning. You never stop learning. Learning, you just keep learning until the day you die. Even when you're dying, you're learning how to die. It's just something I'm trying to learn. Not everyone that you give your all to. And like I said, I'm not talking about just like a boyfriend or girlfriend. It could be with a friend. It could be with your child. It could be with someone that a mentor, someone that you look up to. You just have to be very, very careful out there who you trust. And another thing I want to talk to you guys about is the power of forgiveness. Forgiving, you have to ask yourself, how many times have people forgiven you for things that you've done? This is a sensitive topic for some people, because some people expect people to forgive them for everything that they've done, but they don't forgive other people for things that they have done to them. I want us to really think, how many chances have people given us? How many times have you broken somebody's heart and they have forgiven you? Is it once? Is it twice? 3 times? We all have that moment where we have disappointed people. When is it enough? When is it they stop forgiving you, or they forgive you but they don't forget? They forgive you and then they move on with their life. When you forgive someone, some people think like, okay, you've forgiven me, so let's get back to how it was before. You're not forgetting what happened. Now you have to be careful with that person. You've given them chance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 chances, but at that point, you're kind of taking advantage of the situation. Do you keep on forgiving and still hanging out with that person the same way you used to, like your best friend? Let me give you guys an example. Let's say your best friend, she's always going out with all your boyfriends. And every time you forgive her for that, and she goes, well, okay, that was your ex, so that's why I'm dating the person. It doesn't matter. And you just keep forgiving and forgiving. And the 7th time comes around and you just keep forgiving. And now it's like, okay, you can't forget anymore. The moment you forget, she makes that same mistake. Sometimes you don't need to forget. The person can now correct that mistake. That 7th time she dated your ex-boyfriend, you forgive her, but you don't forget. You remind her, hey, you did this and I don't like what you did. That's where it comes in, not forgetting. You can say, okay, you did this, I don't like what you did. Now the person can think and say, okay, she really has a problem with me dating her ex-boyfriend. I'm going to stop. I do want this friendship to continue. You can go on with that journey with your friend, knowing that she's no longer going to be dating your ex-boyfriends and all of that. What I'm trying to say is, when you forgive, you are taking a load off your heart when you forgive. When you stay with a grudge and you stay angry and frustrated, you're hurting yourself. You're not hurting the person that did wrong to you. You are hurting yourself. There's no point in you getting sick or getting frustrated, being angry, because anger is not something you want to stay in your heart. It can cause a lot of sicknesses. It's good to forgive. You don't have to forget. And I know some people might disagree with me, just like how some people might disagree with what I said about trust, that it needs to be built and it needs to be earned. I used to trust 100%, and then when you do something bad to me, then I will take away that trust. I'm learning. It's a journey for me. I'm learning as I'm getting older, having good friends around me, positive people around me, and loving my family and everything, having kids. I am realizing that trust is something that is earned. You don't just give somebody 100% right away. It needs to be earned. And this makes relationships to last longer. Get to know the person, build that trust, and that person also builds that trust in you. And I'm not talking about just boyfriend, girl. This applies to everyone. Back on the forgiving, It's good to forgive. It's wonderful to forgive. We need to forgive because it's good for our health. It's good for your well-being. You're not forgiving for the other person. You're forgiving. That burden is taken off your heart. When that burden is taken off your heart, you're going to sleep better. You're going to feel better. Everything is going to be better. You're not going to be thinking about, oh, this person, I hate what they did to me. You don't have to just like forget it and wipe it off, just wipe it clean and just forget. No, you don't have to forget. And when I say don't forget, I'm not saying hold a grudge. I'm saying don't forget. You can learn from the situation. The person can also learn from that situation. Then once that person has changed and you have learned, then you can forget. You guys get what I'm saying? If you forgive, you don't have to forget right away until you learn from that situation and the person learns from it too. And that's when you can now forget. That's all I have to say for now. I want to thank you guys for listening and supporting us, and we really appreciate it. Like our page on Facebook, that's facebook.com/lawmeetslaw. Join our community, that's lawmeetslaw.com. We really appreciate everything and all the support we're getting and all the messages. You guys have a great week and tune in for more podcasts. Thank you. Bye.